be a gangster. The Lord said, confession good for the soul. So right now,
all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. And shot call to be known with them niggas letting shots off. Either that or the right hand to the top dog. Funny how we see vanity, not the lives lost. Can't be focused on a life that's hopeless. Out there pumping, not knowing the Lord will kill you for that hocus pocus. Used to roll with niggas that cook dope with weaponry. Same ones claim they love you. I had your life in jeopardy. And I know my mother wants success for me. But that G should take a girl straight to ecstasy. Remember running with bruh, even though we did the wrong thing. My life would've been a lot different if I fell up under Rob's wing. Was too sincere for a wicked game. Shame the Lord's name. Now we afflicted with pain. All I ever wanted was to be respected by stand-up niggas. Not knowing that them handcuffs custom made to fit. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. I ain't lying, I was close to dying. Knew I wanted to live, but I wasn't trying. I was defiant, not knowing that this ain't how we live. This just how they design it. Cause when you in them streets, you get more endemic. They don't tell you gonna be on papers and on restrictions. My father said a hard head'll make a soft ass. I didn't care, I wanted fear when I walked past. In a place where a black man's blood is cheap. I thank the Lord for the day I was on Lake Street. Pissing in the cup, back and forth to court. Found the DC school, I swear it felt like I cried on that fucking porch. The Lord said, my sheep, they ain't hear my voice. Ask me.
Hey, Shalom. We're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, underneath Commander General Yohanan. We're not affiliated or associated with any other Israelite group. Today is Saturday in the Sabbath service. We're going to go ahead and begin. Men of Israel, Magi. We're going to go ahead and go to horn. Shofar. We're going to go ahead and call up the first brother, Shar.
Sharbon Yahawah Bon Yasher Allah.
Sharban Yahweh Howard Bon Yashala.
Yahawah Hashem Yahawah Shabarakathum.
Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shabrakatham.
La Yasher Allah.
La Yashala. We're going to go ahead and uncover the scrolls. We're going to turn, face the east. We're going to begin with the Lord's Prayer.
Lord's Prayer. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Bashemayah.
Bashemayah.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Haya.
Haya.
Shemka.
Shemka.
Yahawah.
Yahawah.
Malaputka.
Malaputka.
Kaba'ah.
Kaba'ah.
Ratazayaka.
Ratazayaka.
Haya.
Haya.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Ba'ratazah.
Ba'ratazah.
Kawa.
Kawa.
Haya.
Haya.
Bashemayah.
Bashemayah.
Nathan.
Nathan.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Lakam.
Lakam.
Call.
Call.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalakinawa.
Wasalakinawa.
Kabawapinawa.
Kabawapinawa.
Kasalakinawa.
Kasalakinawa.
Kabawapinawa.
Kabawapinawa.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Dabayayanawa.
Dabayayanawa.
Banasayawan.
Banasayawan.
Gabal. Awashayanawa.
Awashayanawa.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Rai.
Rai.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Hamalakwaf.
Hamalakwaf.
Wahala.
Wahala.
Wahathapara.
Wahathapara.
La'alanyam.
Hallelujah.
Aman.
Amen.
What we just said in the English was, Our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
thy kingdom come.
thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth.
In earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day
our daily bread.
our daily
And
bread.
forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our
As we
debts.
forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
Lead us not.
Lead us not
into temptation.
into temptation.
But deliver us.
But deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Amen.
Water. A cock the power. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bashem Yahweh Shah.
Bashem Yahweh Shah.
Shah.
Baba Shah.
Nathan Lanawa.
Nathan Lanawa.
Akak.
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 Lara Pa'ah.
Lara Pa'ah.
Kamalaka.
Kamalaka.
Kal Marawa.
Marawa.
Akak.
Akak.
Lataha.
Lataha.
Amatazarium.
Amatazarium.
Akak.
Akak.
Lahakwium.
Lahakwium.
Hamathium.
Hamathium.
Akak.
Akak.
Al-Rakawaf.
Al-Rakawaf.
Hamatala.
Hamatala.
Lagarshim.
Lagarshim.
Bashem Yahweh Shai.
Bashem Yahweh Shai.
The water.
The water.
Aman.
Amen. What we just said in the English was, Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shah.
Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the
The
power.
power to heal all manner of sickness.
The power to heal all manner of
And
sickness.
all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the
The
lepers.
power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
Amen.
The water. Bless Israel. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bashem Yahweh Shai.
Bashem Yahweh Shai.
Barak Lanawa.
Barak Lanawa.
Basharala.
Basharala.
Bayabayath.
Bayabayath.
Saparium.
Saparium.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapa'ah.
Rapa'ah.
Magan.
Magan.
Agan.
Agan.
All of Israel.
All of Israel. Call Yasher Allah.
Call Yasha Allah.
All of Israel.
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 All of Israel. The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The
The
officers.
officers.
Troopers.
The
The
troopers.
The sisters.
The
sisters.
sisters.
Children.
The
The
children.
students.
Students.
All of Israel.
All of Israel. Bashem Yahweh Shai.
Bashem Yahweh
The
Shai.
water.
The water.
Aman.
Amen.
What we just said in English was, Lord, in the name of Yahweh,
Lord, in the name of Yahweh,
bless us in Israel.
bless us in Israel
And the school.
And the school.
Bless, heal, shield, protect.
Bless, heal, shield, and protect
all our loved ones.
all our loved
In
ones.
the name of Yahweh,
Name of
Yahweh
Yahweh
Shai.
thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
Psalms 121. Asha'ah,
Asha'ah,
Ayanya,
Ayanya,
Amorium,
Amorium,
Ma'ayan,
Ma'ayan,
Yaba'ah,
Yaba'ah,
Azoria,
Azoria,
Azoria, Ma'aim,
Ma'aim,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Asha,
Asha,
Yashemayim,
Yashemayim,
Warataza,
Warataza,
Ayatan,
Ayatan,
Lamawat,
Lamawat,
Regalyaka,
Regalyaka,
Ayanawam,
Ayanawam,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Hana,
Hana,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Yanawam,
Yanawam,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Yayashan,
Yayashan,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Yasharala,
Yasharala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazolka,
Tazolka,
Al-Yad,
Al-Yad,
Yamyanka,
Yamyanka,
Yahamam,
Yahamam,
Hashimash,
Hashimash,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Hakaka,
Hakaka,
Wakarak,
Wakarak,
Balayala,
Balayala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamarka,
Yashamarka,
Makal Rai,
Makal Rai,
Shamar,
Shamar,
Af,
Af,
Napashka,
Napashka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Hashamar,
Hashamar,
Taza'atka,
Taza'atka,
Wabawatka,
Wabawatka,
Ma'abda,
Ma'abda,
Wa'adai,
Wa'adai,
Awalam.
La'olam. What we just said in the English was, I will lift up my eyes
I will lift up my eyes
unto the hill.
unto the hills.
From where come my help?
From which come my help?
My help come from Yahweh.
My help comes from Yahweh,
Which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be
He
moved.
that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee shall not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth
shall
Israel
neither slumber nor
shall
sleep.
neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right
The
hand.
sun shall smite. It's like the sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
Nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee
Yahweh
Yahweh shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in.
and thy coming in.
From this time forth
From this time forward
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
What Psalms 83. Alahayim,
Alahayim,
Al-Damayah,
Al-Damayah,
Lakab,
Lakab,
Al-Thakarash,
Al-Thakarash,
All,
All,
Ashakwat,
Gashakwat,
All,
All,
Kayahana,
Kayahana,
Ayabatka,
Ayabatka,
Yahama,
Yahama,
Yawan,
Yawan,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al-Makah,
Al-Makah,
Yarmiwamwa,
Yamrawanwa,
Sawadah,
Sawadah,
Wayatha,
Wayatha,
Yatazawa,
Yatazawa,
Atazawa Yanyaka,
Latazawanyika,
Amarwa,
Amawa,
Lakawa,
Lakawa,
Manakakadam,
Manakakadam,
Magaya,
Magaya,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Yakazar,
Yakazar,
Sham,
Sham,
Yasharala,
Yasharala,
Awada,
Awada,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Natazawa,
Natazawa,
Laba,
Laba,
Yakadwa,
Yakadwa,
Alyawa,
Alyawa,
Bariath,
Bariah,
Yakarathwa,
Yakarathwa,
Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Adawam,
Adawam,
Wa,
Wa,
Shashemai,
Washemai,
Alahayam,
Alahayam,
Ma'abah,
Mayabah,
Wagariam,
Wagariam,
Gobal,
Gobal,
Wamawan,
Wamawan,
Wamalak,
Wamalak,
Alashat,
Palashat,
Am,
Am,
Yashabyaka,
Yashabyaka,
Tazawar,
Tazawar,
Gum,
Gum,
Ashawar,
Ashawar,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Amam,
Amam,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Zarawai,
Zarawai,
Labanya,
Labanya,
Lawat,
Lawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Asha,
Asha,
Laham,
Laham,
Kamadian,
Kamadian,
Kasaya,
Kasaya,
Sara'ah,
Sara'ah,
Kayabian,
Kayabian,
Banakol,
Banakol,
Kakwashwan,
Kakwashwan,
Nashamadwa,
Nashamadwa,
Bayan,
Bayan,
Da'ara,
Da'ara,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Daman,
Daman,
La
Dama,
Shayatamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Nada,
Nada,
Yamadwa,
Yamadwa,
Karab,
Karab,
Wakazaba,
Wakazabah,
Wakazabak,
Wakazabak,
Wakazal,
Wakazal,
Mana'ah,
Mana'ah,
Call Nasa Yamamwa,
Kasanyamu,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
Narasha,
Narasha,
Nanawa,
Nanawa,
Af,
Af,
Nawaf,
Nawaf,
Alahayam,
Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Shayatamwa,
Shayatamwa, Gaya,
Gaya,
Lakwash,
Lakwash,
Lapanya,
Lapanya,
Raka'ah,
Raka'ah,
Ka'ash,
Ka'ash,
Gaba'ir, Ya'ira,
Gaba'ir, Ya'ira,
Alahaba,
Gaba,
Dahat,
Tahat,
Talahat,
Talahat,
Hararium,
Hararium,
Khan,
Khan,
Daradakma,
Daradakma,
Wasa'araka,
Wasa'araka,
Wasaba,
Wasaba,
Napatka,
Napatka,
Dabahalama,
Dabahalam,
Mala'ah,
Mala'ah,
Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Palawan,
Palawan,
Wayakwashwa, Shemka,
Shemka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Bahalya,
Bahalya,
Ayah,
Ayah,
Aid,
Aid,
Waya,
Waya,
Kaprawa.
Kaprawa.
Waya. Waya.
Waya.
Abawa.
Abawa.
Awaya.
Awaya.
Da'awa.
Da'awa.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Atha.
Atha.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Labadwa.
Labadwa.
Al-Yawan.
Al-Yawan.
Al-Kol.
Al-Kol.
Al-Ratazar.
Ratazar.
Son crap. What we just said in the English was, keep not thy silence.
Keep not thy silence.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
And hold not thy
And
peace.
be not still.
And be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Below thy enemies.
Below thy
Make a
enemies.
tumult.
Make a tumult.
And they that hate thee.
And they that hate thee.
Have lifted up their head.
And lifted up thy
They
heads.
have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel
Against thy people.
against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden
And
ones.
consulted against thy hidden
They
ones.
have said,
They have said,
Come.
Come.
Let us cut them off.
And let us cut them off
From being a nation.
from being a nation.
That the name of Israel.
That the name of Israel
may be no more in remembrance.
may be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together.
For they have consulted together
With one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against
The
thee.
tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom
And the Ishmaelites.
and the Ishmaelites
Of Moab.
of Moab
And the Hagarenes.
and Hagarenes,
Gebal.
Gebal,
And Ammon.
and Ammon,
And Amalek.
and Amalek,
The Philistines.
Philistines.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur also was joined with them.
Ashur is also joined with them.
They are hoping the children of Lot.
They have opened the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them.
Do unto them.
As unto the Midianites.
As unto the Midianites.
As to Sisera.
As to Sisera.
As to Jabin.
As to Jabin.
At the brook of Kasan.
At the brook of Kasan.
Which perished at Endor.
Which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung of the earth.
Make their nobles like a red.
Made their nobles like a
And
red.
like Zeel.
And like Zeel.
Yea.
Yea.
All the princes as Zabah.
All the princes of Sabbath.
And as Amunah.
And as Amunah.
Who said, Let us take to ourselves.
Let us take to
The
ourselves
houses of Yahweh in possession.
the houses of Yahweh in possession.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As the stumble before the wind.
As it stumble before the wind.
As the fire burneth the wood.
As the fire burns the
As
wood.
the flame set the mountains on fire.
As the flame sets the mountains on
So
fire.
persecute them.
So persecute
With
them
thy tempest.
with thy
And
tempest.
make them afraid.
And make them afraid
With thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with
That
shame.
they may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy
O
name.
Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Let them be confounded.
Let them be confounded.
In trouble.
In trouble.
Forever.
Forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let them be put to shame.
Let them be put to
And
shame
perish.
and perish.
That men may know.
That men may
That
know
thou.
that thou,
Whose name alone.
whose name alone
Is Yahweh.
is Yahweh,
Of the Most High.
of the Most High,
Over all the earth.
over all the earth.
Sorry. I'm going to turn back. All right. We're going to scroll back down. All right. We're going to be seated. Our Sabbath service is begin. It's about to begin.
43, you say?
We're going to start in Genesis 43, verse 1.
All right, what chapter? Verse 1, you say out of 1?
No. Genesis 43.
Oh, okay, it's Salakia. Verse 1 out of 1.
Come.
This is Genesis chapter 43, verse 1 out of the Hebrew Tanakh. Waha Ra'abah Kabad Ba'a Ratazah. Verse 2. Wayahaya Ka'a Shor Kalawa La'a Kal Atha Hashabara Ashar Haba Ya'awa Salakia. One more time. Haba Ya'awa Mamatazar Rayam Waya'a Mara Alahayam Allah Salakia. Abba Yaha Salakia. Abba Yaham. Salakia Abaham Salakia. Shabawa.
Go back to that. That's no, Abraham.
Salakia.
Ba.
Abba Yaham. Shamawa. Shaba Rawa. Lanawa. Ma taza, it's like ma'a ta. Akal, verse 3. Waya amra. Aliyawa. Yahawada. It's Judah, right? La'a mara. Salakia. Ha'id. Ha'id. Banawa. Ha'ai yasha. Ha'ayash. Salakia. La'a mara. La'a. Tara'awa. Panaya. Balataya. Aha yakam. Ata khama. Atakham. Verse 4. Amma. Yashan. Yashana.
Go back there. That's a ka.
It's like he's talking about verse 4.
Yeshika. Go verse 4. Start on verse 4.
Verse 4. Amma.
Now say that.
Yes, it's like I see. Yashak.
There you go.
Masha laka. Ata. Akha. Yanowa. Ata. Nowa. Nara. Daha. Wana. Sabara. Laka. Akal. Verse 5. Wa ama. Ayanaka. Salaki. Masha laka. La'a. Narada. Kaya. Ha'ayash. Amara. Ala Yanawa. La'a. Tara Awa. Panaya. Balat Taya. Akha Yakam. Ata Kham. Or Ata Kama.
You had it right.
Atakam. Verse 6. Waya Amara. Washa, let me slack you. Yesha Ra'al. Lamaha. Hara'a Tama.
Hara'ai thumb.
Hara'ai Tum.
Yeah, just by itself.
Laya. Laha. Slack you. Laha. Gayada. La'a Slakia. La'ayash. Okay. Ha'ai Wada. Lakam. Akha. Akha. Verse 7. Waya'a Marawa. Sha'a Wala. Sha'al. Ha'ayash. Lanawa. Wala Mawa Salakia. Wala Mawala Data Nawa. La'a Mara. Ha'ai Wada. Abayakam. Khaya. Hayash. Lakam. Well, lakam.
You know what that is, don't you?
Lakam.
Bread.
Bread, yeah. Lakam. Akha or Akha. Wanagada. Lawa. Allah.
That's isle.
Isles.
Like up there over. See that word? up there?
Overcome, yep.
Isle.
Isle. Paya. Hada. It's like it. Hada. Barayam. Ha'a laha. Haya. Dawa'ai. Nada'ai. Kaya. Ya'ai mara. Hawara Yadawa. Ata. Aha Yakam.
Reading that Hebrew is not easy, man.
No, it's not.
Now we're gonna go to the English with it.
So the English Common sir. King James Version. Out of the Bible, Genesis 43. And the famine was sore in the land. And it came to pass when they had eaten up the corn which they had brought out of Egypt, their father said unto them, Go again, buy us a little food.
Right, so now we're back. We're in the book of Genesis, and now this is going into our history on when we were in Egypt. This is when we were in Egypt, and this is going into our history, explaining on the famine that came in Egypt, man. There was a famine in Egypt, all around Egypt, and different, all over the earth that it said. And during that time, the children of, we wasn't as a nation as a whole at this time. You know what I'm saying? This is when Isaac was still alive. Not Isaac, but this is when Jacob was still alive. And this was like the beginning of us, man. You know what I'm saying? This is showing how we all started out.
That's right.
Now, that was a great famine in the land that Joseph had prophesied to the king of
That's
Egypt,
right.
Pharaoh.
That's right.
He prophesied to him that there was going to be a great famine for 7 years. And when it started to happen, everybody around those lands on the outskirts of Egypt, all around the earth, had started to suffer from the famine. So it got to the point where everybody had to come to Egypt to get their bread.
Wow.
And this is explaining to you how Egypt became that superpower
That's right.
that everybody loves to talk about. You know, we got so many Egyptologists. Egypt is this, Egypt is that. But the only reason Egypt became great was because of us.
That's right.
It's because of one of our brothers, man.
That's right.
Joseph, which is the forefather of the Puerto Ricans and the so-called Manassas, so-called Cubans. He's their father. And so the only reason they became a great nation is because he prophesied to Pharaoh that there was going to be a great famine.
That's right.
So they stored up food for 7 years. Well, not for 7 years. They stored up enough food to last them during the 7 years. And so when everybody started to go through the famine, Egypt became that superpower. They had food stored up that could take care of a lot of people. And so now Joseph he became the vice president pretty much over Egypt. So he's second in command over Egypt. And now when you want to come get your bread, you have to come to him in order for you to get your bread. Like
Right.
Pharaoh's not even talking to you. You have to deal directly with Joseph. He's the one that you have to go through. He's the one that you have to talk to. So now Joseph's brothers who sold him into slavery had been coming to Egypt to get bread because they don't have food either. They're suffering also during the time of the famine. But they sold their brother Joseph into slavery, and they thought he was dead. They thought he was long gone. But what they don't know is that he's the one who's the vice president. He's the person that they're going to have to come to get bread. So they came to him to get bread from him, and he knew who they were, but they didn't know who he was. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know who he was when they came into the land of Egypt. And when they seen him, he knew who they were. But they couldn't see, they didn't know who he was because he had changed so much. He had been in the land of Egypt for almost 15 years? You know, he got put into slavery when he was 17. And now he had became the vice president over Egypt. I'm not saying vice president, that's what he was, but I'm just giving you some type of example of what type of role he played in Egypt. He was second in command, you know what I'm saying? So now he's second in charge over Egypt. And so, you know, his brothers came to Egypt and they seen him, they didn't know who he was. He looked different. He started carrying himself like an Egyptian. His facial hair was cut off his face. He had on the same Egyptian attire that they wore. So when they seen him, they didn't know who he was. And so when they came to him, he knew who they were, but they didn't know who he was. And he was speaking harsh to him. Like, he was speaking rough to him. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, what scripture is that in? Can we go to that? We just want to get everybody a little more better on the terminology on it. Just want to know what's going on.
Okay. Let's see.
I know it was Genesis
42, 41. Let's see. Wait, you talking about when he was speaking?
Yeah, when he was speaking rough to his brothers and they had to have an interpreter.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't find it, it's too wild, though.
Maybe Genesis. We could start 30 when he was 30 years old. Then it talks about the 7 plenteous years. Joseph, Potiphar, Manasseh, firstborn. Joseph called the name of the firstborn Manasseh.
Joseph,
Yeah, let's start at Genesis 42.
42.
42,
Come.
verse 20, 21, 22, 23.
Let's start at Genesis 42. We're just gonna start it. We're just gonna
Start 42.
Yeah, let's just start at 42.
Now when Jacob saw that there was corn in Egypt, Jacob said unto his sons, "Why do you look upon another?"
And like we were saying, there's a famine in the land of Egypt. So now Jacob has sons, which are the forefathers of the children of Israel, which are who we come from. Now with this famine going on, Jacob told his sons, there's a famine going on, and there's corn in Egypt. Why y'all standing here looking at each other? Looking crazy at each other. We starving, we ain't got no food. Corn is in Egypt. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. And he said, "Behold, I've heard that there is corn in Egypt. Get ye down thither and buy for us from thence, that ye may live and not die." And Joseph, 10 brethren, went down to buy corn in Egypt.
Right. So now you think about your father being the old man, and it's 10 of y'all, and y'all just standing there sitting around, it ain't no food. Ain't nothing going on, ain't no food, ain't nobody doing nothing. Dad come up to them like, why y'all just standing around here looking at each other? Looking stupid. It's food, it's corn in Egypt. Y'all go down there and get us some food. Go down to Egypt and get that corn. So all 10 of his brothers, they went down to Egypt to get the corn. Go ahead.
Okay. And Joseph, 10 brethren, went back to buy corn in Egypt. Verse 4, but Benjamin, Joseph's brother, Jacob sent not with the brethren, for he said, lest peradventure mischief befall him.
Right. So Joseph, him and Benjamin shared the same mother and the same, they all shared the same father, but Benjamin and Joseph just had the same mother. You know what I'm saying? And so their father told them not to take Benjamin down with them to Egypt, just in case something bad was to happen. Their father Jacob thought that their son Joseph was dead, but he wasn't dead. But he thought he was, so he told her, don't take Benjamin down there. I already lost one son. I'm not trying to lose another, so don't take him down there. Go ahead.
But Benjamin, Joseph's brother Jacob, sent not with his brethren, for he said, lest peradventure mischief befall him. Verse 5, and the sons of Israel came to buy corn among those that came, for the famine was in the land of Canaan.
Right, so when they came to buy corn from the land of Egypt, it was a lot of people there. You got to remember what it said that the sons of Israel came to buy corn among those that came. So there were other people who came to the land of Egypt also to buy corn. So you can only imagine what Egypt looked like during this time. This is the only place that has food, and people, they like to say, oh, Egypt was so great. The only reason Egypt was great was because of one of our brothers, man. Mm-hmm. He was the one that told Pharaoh to put their food up and store it because there was going to be a 7-year famine. Hell, Pharaoh couldn't even get his dream interpreted by all those people that he was paying money to.
That's right.
He had magicians and witches and everybody trying to figure out what his dream meant, but he couldn't even get them to figure it out. And this is how Joseph gained his power inside of Egypt. because he was the only person that was able to break down Pharaoh's dream and tell him the interpretation of it. So when he broke it down to him and told him what it was, Pharaoh gave him that seat of command as second in Egypt. You can go ahead.
Verse 6. And Joseph was the governor over the land.
And Joseph was what?
The governor over the land.
Like we said, this is how Joseph got his power inside of Egypt. He became the governor of the land. You imagine there's a famine in the land and you are the governor of that place, that the only place in Canaan that has, the only place in that realm that has food. Like, you're going to be powerful, man. Go ahead.
And Joseph was governor over the land, and it was sold. And it was that sold to all the people of the land. And Joseph's brethren came and bowed down themselves before him with their faces to the earth.
Right. And so now his brothers don't know who Joseph is, man. You know what I'm saying? They had to come to Egypt and bow their faces to their brother. And Joseph told his brothers when he was younger, he said, I had a dream. I had a dream about y'all having to come to me and bow down and worship to me. Not worship, but bow down to me. You know what I'm saying? And they hated him for that dream that he had. But now that dream that he had is actually came true. So now his brothers had to come to him and bow down to him. Go ahead.
And Joseph saw his brethren, and he knew him, but made himself strange unto them, and spake roughly unto them.
And he was strange to them. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't look the same. You got to think about it. It's been so many years. The last time you seen him, he was a teenager. Now he's a grown man, and now he's dealing rough with his brothers. You know, he's talking rough to them. You can only imagine what he was saying to him. You know what I'm saying? He was talking, hey, we ain't going to say his children. You go ahead. You got say you want to say us up?
No, sir.
Okay, you go
sir. Spoke strange unto them, and spake roughly unto them. And he said unto them, Whence cometh ye? And they said, From the land of Canaan, to buy food. And verse 8, and Joseph knew his brethren, but they knew not him.
Right, because, you know, Joseph knew these were his brothers, man. But they didn't know him. Go ahead.
And Joseph remembered the dreams which he had dreamed of them, and said unto them, Ye are spies, ye are the nakedness of the land, ye are come. Verse 10, and they said unto him, Nay, my lord, but to buy food. Are the servants come? Verse 11, we are all one man's son. We are true men. The servants are no spies.
Right, so now their brother Joseph, them not knowing who he is, you know, he told his brother, he told them, he said, I think y'all spies. You know what I'm saying? Now they're trying to explain to him, like, no, we not spies. We are all the son of one man.
Right.
You know, we are all sons of one man.
Right.
But he's still just, you know, egging them on. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's playing with them. Like, yeah. Go ahead.
And verse 12, and he said to them, Nay, but to see the nakedness of the land ye are come.
Right, now he's got him even more scared. You got to think about it. You come into this land, and Egypt is the only place that has bread, and the governor of the land tells you that you're a spy. You know what I'm saying? What are you going to think and assume? Go ahead.
And they said, Thy servants are 12 brethren, the sons of one man in the land of Canaan. And behold, the youngest is this day with our father, and one is not.
Right, so now they're explaining to him about their situation, about how it's 12 brothers, but one of them isn't with him. That one that they're talking about that's not with him is the same person that's speaking to him rough. It's Joseph. You know, but they don't know who Joseph is. Right. They sold Joseph into slavery when he was 17 years old. Right. And when they sold him into slavery, I think who there was, Reuben thought he was dead. Reuben thought he was dead. And so when they came back to their father, they told their father that Joseph was dead. But the other brothers knew they sold him into slavery, but they didn't have no idea where he was at. They damn sure didn't think he became the governor of the land in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? You like, this nigga got sold into slavery, ain't no telling where he probably is dead. But little did they know that their brother that they're speaking about is the same one who's in front of them, who's the governor of the land. Go ahead.
Verse 14, and Joseph said unto them, That is it, that I spake unto you, saying, Ye are spies.
Right, and he's telling them, like, hey, this is it. Like, what I said, y'all being spies, that's what it is. Y'all are spies.
Come.
Go ahead.
Hereby ye shall be proved. By the life of Pharaoh ye shall not go forth hence, except your youngest brother come hither.
Right. He told them, you know, y'all ain't gonna be able to go nowhere unless your younger brother come here, man. Go ahead.
Verse 16, send one of you and let him fetch your brother, and ye shall be kept in prison, that your words may be proved.
So this is what he told him. He said, look, one of y'all go back and go get your other brother.
Right.
Let's find out if this is true what y'all saying. But the rest of y'all gonna go into prison. And you think about that. Think about you being in the land and somebody tells you that. How you gonna feel? How you gonna be thinking? You like, what do you mean lock us up and go get our brother? Think about what type of fear fell on them when they found this out, when he said this to them. Go ahead.
You be kept in prison, that your words may be proved, whether there be any truth in you, or else by the life of Pharaoh surely ye are spies.
He said by the life of Pharaoh, you truly are spies. And you got to think, he said this, they think that this man that's speaking to him is an Egyptian.
Exactly.
This man said, I put this on Pharaoh, boy. This is, y'all some spies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to think about the fear that came into their heart. You standing in front of one of the richest men in the land in Egypt, and he's telling you a spy? That's like you go to North Korea, and the second in command, Kim Jong-un's second in command, brings you and your brothers up there and say, oh, all y'all niggas some spies. Like, oh, we about to die. That's what's about to happen to us. About to be a public execution.
Right.
That's the type of mind state that we're in when he said this to him. Go ahead.
Verse 17, and he put them all together inward 3 days.
And what's a ward? A ward is like a prison. So he locked them up for 3 days. He did this to his own brothers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you got to think, they sold him into slavery. So he put them in prison for 3 days. Go ahead.
Verse 18, and Joseph said unto them on the 3rd day, this do and live, for I fear the Most High.
So he said, I do this and I fear the Most High. Go ahead.
At verse 19, if you be true men, let one of your brethren be bound in the house of your prison. Go ye carry corn for the famine of your houses.
Yeah, you got to think. Now, he don't put him in prison for 3 years. They think this is real. You know, Joseph knows what he's doing. And it's a reason why Joseph is doing this. You got to understand, he's in the land of Egyptians. These are not his people. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand, the Egyptians don't even know these are his brothers. And so it's a reason why he's doing everything. Joseph was wise, man. You know, he could have went out and told her, yeah, these my brothers and this and that, this and that. But you got to think about how the Egyptians would have looked at him then. You know, he gave it a little time. You know, he was patient with it. Go ahead.
Verse 20, but bring your youngest brother unto me, so shall your words be verified, and ye shall not die. And they did so. And they said one to another, we are very guilty concerning our brother, in that we saw the anguish of his soul when he besought us, and we would not hear. Therefore is this distress come upon us.
Right, so now they're talking amongst themselves, and they're saying, you know, the guilt has came upon us. What we did to Joseph, now it's coming back on our head. You know what I'm saying? You know how people like to say, what's that? I don't want to say it's so Christian. What they say with, is it karma? Karma comes back and get you.
Karma.
You know what I'm saying? Now they're saying that this guilt has came upon their head, man. You know what I'm saying? They thought they could run from it, but now it has came back upon their head, man. Go ahead.
Verse 22, and Reuben answered them, saying, spake I not unto you, saying, do not sin against the child.
Right, and now Reuben's reminding them. He said, I told y'all, don't sin. Don't do any type of evil towards this child, man. Don't do nothing wrong or mischievous towards him, man. Go ahead.
And ye would not hear.
And you would not listen, man. Go ahead.
Therefore, behold, also his blood is required.
Yeah, and you know, he's letting them know. He was like, it's perfect with the scripture. Like, if you spill blood, the only way that blood can be returned is the person who spilled. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? A good scripture to pull also, man. Letting you know, man, you can't just do anything to somebody and don't think it's gonna come back to you, man. Just like how Esau does us in America, that blood he spills in America is gonna come back on him also.
God.
You can go ahead, out.
Verse 23, and they knew not that Joseph understood them.
Right.
For
It's like, go ahead.
For he spake unto them by interpreter.
Right, and Joseph was playing this thing so good that Joseph was just sitting there listening to them speak to each other amongst each other in Hebrew, and that's going to show you that us and the Egyptians, we didn't even speak the same language, man. You know, we weren't even the same people. You know, yeah, the Egyptians were dark skinned people just like us too, but we weren't no filthy Hamites, man. You know, you start digging into the Egyptian customs, them customs that they followed. You're gonna find out some horrible things, man. You're gonna find out majority of them were homosexuals.
Wow.
You're gonna find out they worship anything, any type of animal. They worship anything. Anything that crawled or barked, they worship. You know what I'm saying? They worship roaches, rats, ants, crocodiles, dogs, cats. You know, people be trying to figure out why they used to wear them stupid costume heads. Like you might see the pharaoh up there. This nigga got an alligator head on. But that's something that we should worship and glorify.
Wow.
Come on, you come outside today with an alligator head on and see how people look at you. You know, you out of your mind. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Thank God, sir. Verse 24, and he turned himself about from them and wept and returned to them again.
Right. So he turned away from him and wept because he's listening to what his brothers are saying. He can tell that they're truly hurt for what they did to him. But they don't know that this is their brother. They think he's just a governor. They think he's an Egyptian governor. Go ahead.
And communed with them and took from them Simeon and bound him before their eyes.
Right. So he took Simeon, their other brother, one of their brothers, and he bound them in front of them. Go ahead.
Verse 25, then Joseph commanded to fill their sacks with corn and to restore every man's money in his sack.
Right, so he has their brother in prison right now. Not only does he have their brother in prison, but he fills all of their sacks up with corn and gives them their money back. You know, anybody from the streets, you think about it, man, like any brother from the streets. Let's say, you know, you might have a beef with somebody. And let's say you might have wanted to purchase something from her illegally. Now, y'all got bad blood with each other. But then he starts being nice to you. The person that you got problems with is starting to be nice to you. The first thing you're going to think in your head, like, boy, he trying to set me up, bro. You're like, he ain't never been nice to me. You know, why he trying to be nice to me now? Something ain't right. And so this is what they're starting to think. Go ahead, keep going.
And to give them provisions for the way. And thus did he unto them. Verse 26, and they laded their asses with the corn and departed thence. Verse 27, and as one of them opened his sack to give his ass provender in the inn, he espied his money. For behold, it was in the sack's mouth.
Right. So now one of the brothers, man, you know, they was trying to attend to the donkey that they had, and when they opened up the thing and attend to the donkey, they noticed that the money was still in their sacks, man. So now you're startled. You like, they gave us all this corn, but they didn't take our money. Like, what's going on? Like, you know, ain't they got our brother in prison? Something not right. Go ahead.
Verse 28, and he said unto his brethren, my money is restored, and lo, it is even in my sack. And their heart failed them, and they were afraid, saying one to another, what is that the Most High have done unto us?
Right, like I said, man, they're scared, man. You know, you in the land of Egypt, this man thinks that you're spies. He thinks that you're spies. So if somebody thinks you're a spy, they think that you're against them. So now, this man locks up your brother and has had y'all all locked up for 3 days. He lets you go, keeps one of your brothers in prison, gives your money back to you, and give you corn and tell you to leave. I would have been afraid too. I'd have been like, he gonna kill our brother.
Right.
Go ahead.
It's like they're just putting in the mindset. It's a roadblock down the road, so we on the road, got this money and the corn. Oh, they finna get us, man. They finna get us.
All right. Hey, and the first thing you're gonna think, like, man, hey, this ain't right, man. Go ahead.
Verse 29, and they came unto Jacob their father in the land of Canaan, and told him all that befell unto them, saying, the man who is the Lord of the land spake roughly to us and took us for spies of the country.
So now they don't came back to their dad. They don't came back to their father. They was like, hey, yo, Pops, yo, the man that's over that land, yo, he dealt roughly with us, man. He talked to us roughly.
Mm-hmm.
He thought we were spies, man.
God.
He thought that we came to spy on the land. Go ahead.
And he said unto them, we are true men, we are no spies.
And they said, they're telling their father, like, we told him that we not spies. We told him that we're good men. Go ahead.
We be 12 brethren, sons of thy father. One is not, and the youngest is this day with our father in the land of Canaan.
So now, and they're telling their father, they're explaining to him, like, hey, look, we told him everything about us. We told him how it was 12 of us. We told him how we had a younger brother that's still in the land of Canaan with you. Go ahead.
And the man, verse 33, and the man, the Lord of the country, said unto us, hereby shall I know that ye are true men. Leave one of your brethren here with me, and take food for the famine of your households, and be gone.
Right. So, you know what I'm saying? They're telling their dad, they're telling their father how the man over this land told them, read that again, not Salaki.
Sir. Verse 33, 42 and 33. And the man, the Lord of the country, said unto us, hereby shall I know that ye are true men.
Right. So now he's telling them, he said, this is how I'm going to know that y'all telling the truth. Go ahead.
Leave one of your brethren here with me,
He said, leave one of your brothers here with me. Go ahead.
and take food for the famine of your households, and be gone.
Right. He said, this is how I'm going to know y'all telling the truth, man. You take that food, you go back to your land, but leave one of your brothers.
Right.
Leave him here. Go ahead and y'all go and do what y'all got to do. Go ahead.
And bring your youngest brother unto me, then shall I know that ye are no spies.
Damn. So now he got one of your brothers in prison, and he's telling y'all, the only way I'm going to know that y'all not spies, if you bring your younger brother back. But I'm going to keep your other brother in prison. Go ahead.
Then shall I know that ye are no spies, but that ye are true men.
Right. Go ahead.
So will I deliver you, your brother, and ye shall traffic in the land.
All right. You go ahead.
Verse 35, and it came to pass as they emptied their sacks, that they, behold, every man's bundle of money was in the sack. And when they both, they and their father saw the bundles of money, they were afraid.
They all were afraid, man. Because like I said, their father said, you know, they're telling their father what happened in the land, and then you get sent back with the money and the food. Not just one brother, but all of them still have their money in and then they got the food, and he has a brother in prison. The first thing gonna come to your mind is something not right, man. Like, this man wants to kill us or something. And even when their father seen it, he was afraid because he knew something wasn't right. Go ahead.
Verse 36, and Jacob their father said unto them, me have ye bereaved, Slakia. And Jacob their father said unto them, me have ye bereaved of my children. Joseph is not, and Simeon is not, and ye will take Benjamin away. All these things are against me.
Right. So now he's thinking just like how any man would think. You know, Joseph dead. I'm pretty sure he gonna kill Simeon.
Right.
You know, he don't gave us our money back and our food back. He's like, he gonna kill Simeon. And now you want me to send Benjamin down there with y'all too, so he can kill him too? He said, man, no, man. He said, all of these things are against me, man.
That's
Go
right.
ahead.
And Reuben spake unto his father, saying, slay my two sons, if it bring him not to thee.
Right. And Reuben, the oldest brother, told his father, he said, listen, if we don't bring Benjamin back to you, kill my two sons. Kill my two sons if we don't bring Benjamin. We don't bring Benjamin back to you. Go ahead.
If I bring him not to thee, deliver him into my hand, and I will bring him to thee again.
Right. And Reuben is telling his father, you give me Benjamin, I'm going to bring him back to you in your hands. Go ahead.
Verse 38, and he said, my son shall not go down with you.
Yeah, he tell him, like, hell nah. My son ain't going with you. Go ahead.
And verse 38, and he said, my son shall not go down with you, for his brother is dead.
And like he said, Joseph is their brother.
Right.
Joseph is the same brother that's in the land of Egypt who's the vice president, or he's the second in command. But their father thinks Joseph is dead.
Right.
Because that's what his brothers told him. His sons told him that their brother, that his youngest son was dead at that time, Joseph. So he thinks Joseph is dead. He doesn't know Joseph is alive.
Right.
None of them really don't know Joseph is alive. They don't even, like the brothers that sold him into slavery, they don't know where the hell Joseph is.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Only thing they know is they told their dad that Joseph got killed 15 years ago. And so now they don't know where Joseph is. Go ahead.
And he is left alone. If mischief befall him by the way in which he go, then shall ye bring down my gray hairs with sorrow to the grave.
Right, and he's letting them know, he's like, you're going to have me in sorrow in my old age? Wow. You're going to bring me to the grave with this sorrow, man. In my old age, am I going to have to experience this type of sorrow? I already lost Joseph. I think I don't lost Simeon, and now you want me to give you Benjamin to take my third son down there? He said, you're going to make me go to this sorrow in my old age, man? This is how you want me to die? In this type of sorrow? Anything else on that? Was that it on 38?
That was on 42.
We're going to go to 41. Now we're going to go to 41. We're just trying to get y'all where we was at.
43, sir.
Yeah, we're going to go to book of 43, verse 1. We're going to go to 43 and 1. Go ahead.
And the famine was sore in the land. And it came to pass, when they had eaten up the corn which they had brought unto Egypt, their father said unto them, go again, buy us a little food.
Right. So now they don't eat all that corn that they had. And guess what they got to do? Got to go right back to the same land that they came from. The land that they don't want to go to. They got to go back again. Go ahead.
Verse 3, and Judah spake unto him, saying, the man is solemnly protest against us, saying, ye shall not see my face except your brother be with you.
Right, and Judah's reminding his father, like, hey, man, we told you what he said if we come back in this land. Right. We got to have Benjamin with us. They're astounding this on his father, like, look, he told us if we come back into this land again, he won't see us unless we have Benjamin. And he said he had Simeon in prison. It's not a time limit on how long it took for them to run out of their food, but you got to think about it. You know what I'm saying? They're like, look, man, I don't want to go back down there. Like they had just said, forget Simeon, man. Yeah. They wasn't even thinking about it. They was like, look, if we go back down that land, we gotta have Benjamin. Go ahead.
Verse 4, if thou wilt send our brother with us, we will go down and buy thee food.
They said the only way we're going to go back in that land if you send Benjamin with us. We'll go do it if you send Benjamin with us. You know, that man spoke rough with us the last time we was down there. We ain't going back down unless you send Benjamin with us. Go ahead.
But if thou wilt not send him, we will not go down.
Right, you got to remember, this is Judah speaking. Father Negro.
That's right, that's right.
He's like, hey, look, man. Hey, we'll go down there if you give us the boy, but look, if you ain't giving him to us, hey, dog, hey, look, Pop, I love you, but we ain't going down there. We ain't going back. Go ahead.
Verse 5, but if thou wilt not send him, we will not go down. For the man said unto us, ye shall not see my face, except your brother be with you.
All right, go ahead.
And Israel said, wherefore dealt ye so ill with me, as to tell the man whether ye had yet a brother?
You got to think about what their daddy's saying to him. He like, why y'all niggas run y'all mouth anyway? Why you go down there and tell them about your brother?
Right.
Why y'all go down there and why y'all deal so ill with me, man? You gonna go down there and tell them about your brother? Go ahead.
And they said, the man asked us straightly out of your state and out of your kindred, saying, is your father yet alive? Have ye another brother? And we told him according to the tenure of these words.
In other words, what they saying was, Pop, we were just being honest. We told him everything. He asked us all of these questions, and we were just being honest. But Jacob was like, why y'all tell him all this stuff, man? Why y'all go down there and tell him about your brother, your mother, your social security number? Why you tell him all of these things, man?
Too much information.
Yeah, he told him too much. And they're explaining to him like, hey, these are the questions he's asked us. This is the governor over the land.
Come.
Like, what we gonna do? Lie to him?
Right.
Come on, we gonna lie to him? What do you think's gonna happen if we lie to him? He's gonna kill everybody. Go ahead.
Could we certainly not that he would say, bring your brother down?
Can we read that again?
From the top.
Can I just read that part you read?
Yeah. And we told him according to the tenure of these words. Could we certainly not that he would say, bring your brother down?
God, it says not in yours. It says no.
And we told him according to the tenure of these words. Could we certainly know that he would say, bring your brother down?
Right, and they tell him like, how did we know he was gonna tell us to bring our brother down? We didn't know he was gonna say these things to us. We didn't know he was gonna put Simeon in prison. We was just answering his questions, but we did not know that he was gonna do all of these things, man. Because that pop is kind of trying to put the blame on them a little bit. Like, why y'all say all these things? If he would have just, you didn't have to say anything. I'm just going off how we are today as a nation of people, as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And I know how we deal with each other. How we get into certain situations. Like when you with your mama or your dad and somebody come knock on the door that, and the kid go answer the door. Is your mom and daddy here? Oh yeah, they here. Hey, mom and daddy, Rent Center here. I told you to damn tell them Rent Center. What the hell wrong with you? Why you telling me we was in here?
That's right.
He asked me a question, and I just told him he was in the back. I'm just being honest. Now your mom and dad ready to beat the hell. Rent Center leave. You're gonna be renting you a new ass. You know what I'm saying? And this is just an example on what happened with their father.
Right.
We didn't know that he was going to say these things to us. We just went down there and told him the truth. That's it. You got to think about it. This is a black, Hispanic, and Native Indian book, man.
That's right.
And when you get this book broken down to you, it starts to make more sense to you on things that were happening to us in the past. Like what we're reading right now is actually our history on what happened to us.
That's right.
All right.
That was it on
that.
That
Was it. All right. And the rest of we're going to stand up. We're going to call it the next brother. All right. Shayala.
Shayala, Bayah, Shala.
Shayala, Ban Yahada, Ban Yashala.
Yahba Shim Al Shabrakta.
Yahaba Shem Yav Shabrakta. All right, we can be seated. All right, we're going back into the book of Genesis, chapter 43, verse 8.
Okay, sir.
In the Hebrew. Waya'amara.
Where you at? Yeah, okay, got you.
Yahweh. Daha. Allah. Yasharala. Abaya. Wa. Shalaha. It's like Shalakaha. Haga. Hanai Ra. Ataya. Waga. Wanakwa. Wamaha. One more time. Wanala Kaha. Wanaka Yaha Wala'a Namawa Ta Gasa
Gum.
Gum
Get an ending character there.
Gum
Gum.
Anaka Nawa Gun Gum Ataha
Look, Atha.
Ata Gum
Atha means you.
Okay. Gum Sa
It's a ta.
Tasa
It's tapa,
Tapa
nawa.
Tapa Nawa
Tell them where you at.
verse 9. Anakaya Aya Ra Banawa
Perfect.
Maya Ra Ya
Mayadaya.
Mayadaya Taba Kwa Shana Wa Gum.
That's an A there. That's
Oh, so like La'a Habaya Ataya Wa Alaya Ra
No, that's Allah Yak.
Alaya.
That's another ending character there. That's a ka on the end.
Okay. Waha Taza Ga Daya Wa La Pa Na Ya Ka
There you go.
Waka Wakapa
Kata.
Wakata Daya Laka Kala Haya Ma Ya Na
Haya Mayam.
Haya Mayam Kaya
Tell them where you at.
verse 10 Kaya Lawa La'a Hata Maha Mata Nawa Kaya Ato Ha Shaba Nawa.
It's a Z there.
Zaha Pa'ai Maya Na
Pa'ai Mayam.
Pa'ai Mayam. Verse 11. Waya'a Ma Ra Allaha Na
Alahayam.
Allahai Yasha Ra Allah Yasharala
Ashurala. Exactly.
Abba Ya Ha Ma.
When you see that here, when you see that square, that's an M on the end. So let's go like that. Abba Yaham.
Abba Yaham Ama
Ama.
Ka
Khan. Like yes.
Okay. Ata Apa Wa'a Sa'af Aisha Wa Kwa Kawa
Mapa,
Za.
Maza, Marata. Ha, Ra, Taza.
That's the earth, right?
Harataza. Come. Baka, Layaka, Layakam.
That's it.
Wata,
Waha.
what's it like? Waha, Wara, Ya, Bawa, La'a, Yasha.
Okay.
Mata,
Mana.
Mana,
Kaha.
Kaha.
Okay.
Ma'ai, Pa,
Ma'ata.
Maita. Tazaraya. Wama'ai, Pa.
Mawa. Ata.
Right here, sir.
Where you at? Right there?
Wama, Pa.
Right here?
Come.
Right there?
Okay.
You right there, right?
Come.
That's Wa.
Wamai,
Aita.
Aita.
That's a ta up there if you look at the.
Come. The Bosh. Same thing. Naka, Ata. Walapa,
No, that's a ta.
Walata.
Yep.
Batapa,
Na.
Batana, Ya, Yum.
Bata Nayam.
Bata, Nayum. Washa, Kwa,
Koda.
Kwada, Ya,
Yum.
Yum. Waka,
Verse 12.
verse 12. Waka,
Sap.
Sap,
Wayasa.
Wayasap,
Waka Sap.
Waka Sap. Masha Na, Ha. Kwaka, Wa. Bayana,
Bayada.
Bayada, Kayum. Wa'ath. Haka, Pa,
Waka Sap.
Hakasap. Hama, Wa, Shaba. Ba,
Papa.
Bapa, Ya. Ama, Ta, Kabta, Yakam.
Yep.
Dasha, Ya, Bawa. Bayada, Kayum. Awala, Ya. Masha, Ga, Ha. Hawa'a, verse 13. Wa'ata, Aka, Yakam. Kwakawa, Wakwawa, Mai, Wa. Shawaba, Wa. Allah. Ta'ayash.
That's Ha.
Oh, Salak. Ha'ayash. Wa'ala. Wa'ala.
Shaddaya.
Shadaya. Yata.
Yathan.
Yathan.
See, That's an ending character on the end.
Come on. Lakam. Ra-
It's bread, right?
bread. Raka mayam. Lapa.
Panayam.
Lapanayam. Ha'a Yasha. Washa. Laka. Lakam.
Lakam.
Ata. Akaya Kam. Akar. Wa'ata. Baga. Bana ya ma.
One.
Yep, one. It's like wa'aga. Wa'anaya.
Ya.
Ka'ashara. Shaka. Lataya. Shakalataya.
That's it.
Alright, we're gonna go to the English.
Genesis 43, verse 8 out of the King James Version of the Bible. And Judah said unto Israel his father, send the lad with me, and we will arise and go, that we may live and not die.
Right. So now Reuben's telling his father, this is Judah. Yeah, Judah told his father Israel, he's like, send the young man with us, which is their brother.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you send him with us and he's not going to die. Go ahead.
Send the lad with me, and we will arise and go, that we may live and not die, both we and thou, and also our little ones.
Right. He's telling them, send Benjamin with us, so we all don't die. You, your kids, us, and our little ones. Go ahead.
And verse 9, and I will be surety for him. Of my hand shalt thou require him, if I will bring him not unto thee, and set him before thee, and let me bear the blame forever.
Right. He's saying, if I don't bring him back, you can always blame me for this forever.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Verse 10, for except we have lingered, surely now we have returned this second time.
Right. Go ahead.
Verse 11, and their father Israel said unto them, if it must be so now, do this. Take of the best fruits in the land in your vessels, and carry down the man a present.
Right. So their father Israel is telling them, take the best fruits of our lands in your vessels, man, and take it down to the man that is land and give it to him as a gift. Give it to him as a gift, man. Go ahead.
And carry down the man a present, a little balm, a little honey, spices, myrrh, nuts, and almonds.
Right. He's telling them, man, bring a gift, man, to try to comfort this man's spirit, man, because if he was rough with y'all last time, maybe this will help out, man. You bringing your brother, bring some gifts also. Go ahead.
Verse 12, and double money in your hand.
And bring double the money that you have in your hand. The money you came with the first time, double it.
Right.
His father is trying to make sure that he brings Benjamin back. Go ahead.
And take double money in your hand, and the money that was brought again in the mouth of your sacks.
And he said the money that you took down the first time, take it back and double it this time, man. Go ahead.
Carry it again in your hand. Peradventure, it was an oversight.
Right. He's saying do this just in case they overlooked the money. Maybe they didn't see the money. That might be the reason why they gave you all this food. They probably didn't see the money. So guess what? Go ahead, take the money down there and double it this time. Double the money, just in case they didn't see it. Go ahead.
Verse 13. Take also your brother and arise, go again unto the man.
So now they doubled the money. They're bringing gifts, and they're bringing their brother. Their father Israel is like, this should surely take care of everything.
Come.
This should be enough to make him satisfied. This is going to be enough to let him know that y'all are not spies in this land. Go ahead.
Verse 14. And the Most High Almighty give you mercy before the man, that ye may send away your other brother.
Right? So he's telling them, man, you know, if the Most High shows mercy to y'all, he's going to send back your other brother also, man. He's going to send Simeon back with y'all. Go ahead.
That he may send away your brother and Benjamin, if it be bereaved of my children.
Right. So he's telling them, go ahead and do these things, because maybe he'll send back Simeon and he'll send back Benjamin with y'all. You know, this is enough to make anybody satisfied. You know, he's not going to think y'all spies anymore, and y'all going to bring him gifts and double the money. Yeah, this should work. Go ahead.
If I be bereaved of my children, I am bereaved. Let me read that again, sir.
What does the word bereaved mean? Let's get a definition.
Means, okay.
You got it. You know what it means?
Yeah, bereavement, like you have a bereavement, like a, bereaved like a condolence for a death or something, you know.
Right.
If it be a bereavement.
I got a definition.
Go ahead.
Because I was probably accurate with it. Bereaved definition: deprived of a close relation or a friend through their death.
Right. And like he's saying, if I be bereaved of my children, I'm bereaved. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm gonna lose my children, I'm gonna lose my children, man. I'm gonna grieve for my children. All right, that was it.
One more, verse 15, sir.
All right, go ahead.
And the men took the present, and they took double money in their hand, and Benjamin, and rose up, and went down to Egypt, and stood before Joseph.
Ooh-wee. So now they don't went back down into Egypt with all of these things. And they don't even know that this man that's the governor over this land is their brother.
Wow.
Now they're right back in his face. And to his brothers, they like, damn, we back in his face again, man. Let's see what he gonna say now. We done brought all of these things to him. Let's see what he's gonna say now.
Okay.
It's 11:30. We're gonna go ahead and finish up a couple more verses in English, man.
And when Joseph saw Benjamin with him, he said to the ruler of his house, bring these men home, and slay and make ready, for these men shall dine with me at noon.
Right, so now he's seeing Benjamin. You got to understand, Benjamin and Joseph have the same mother and father. You know what I'm saying? The children of Israel, the only reason, the reason how we became such a great nation is through polygamy. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jacob had more than one wife.
Common concept.
You know what I'm saying? That's how he had all 12 of his sons.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But Benjamin and Joseph, they had the same mother and father. Go ahead.
Common concept. That's right. I think if I may say, it was Rachel and Leah, right? Those are the two that he had. So that's two wives. I mean, people have more than one wives, but that's how the children of it, like you said, sir.
That was the two right there, and then the other sisters that would give it to him. You know what I'm saying? The other. Yeah. No, you go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, okay. Yeah, the other women that his ribs gave to him,
right?
The handmaids, they gave them to him. So, how many Jacob had? About 4 wives, maybe? About 4 wives, if I'm not mistaken, about 4.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 17, and the man did as Joseph bade. Slock it. And the man did as Joseph bade. And the man brought the men into Joseph's house.
So now Joseph, who's the he's the so-called second in command over Egypt, he sees his brother Benjamin. And so he tells the men that are in Egypt that are over, certain positions, he said, you know what, take these men to my house, take them to my house and go there and get food prepared for these men. Go ahead.
And the men were afraid because they were brought into Joseph's house.
Ooh-wee, I would have been afraid too. You know what I'm saying? Like he told them, he said, bring the men to my house. And so the first thing that comes to their mind is, we're about to die. The second in command over Egypt says, bring them to my house.
Come, come.
Yeah, it's not going to go good. Go ahead.
And they said, because of the money that was returned into our sacks at the first time we brought in, that he may seek occasion against us.
Right, so now they think to themselves, they say, man, you know, maybe he's mad about us because of the money we didn't give him the first time. You know, he gave us all of that food and everything, and we didn't pay for it. So now he's mad. Now he wants us to come to the house. Man, he gonna kill us, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, they mind is all over the place.
Come, come.
Joseph, hey, listen. If Joseph wanted to get some get back to him, he got him back. He got him back with this one.
That's right.
He did something by it. He got him back. Go ahead.
Come, come, sir. That he may seek occasion against us and fall upon us and take us for bondmen.
Right.
And our asses.
Damn, he gonna take the donkeys too?
Come, come.
He gonna kill us. He gonna put us in slavery.
Okay.
And he gonna take our damn donkeys. Go ahead.
Verse 19. And they came near to the steward of Joseph's house, and they communed with him at the door of the house.
And what does commune mean? I forgot what
It means
that means.
to come together and be, like have
Yeah,
like a meeting.
yeah, like they came with the steward, which is the like his maid. So now they're talking to the maid at the door of the house. Go ahead.
Verse 20. And said, O sir, we came indeed down at the first time to buy food.
Now they're explaining to him like, hey, man, we came down the first time. We just came to buy food. Go ahead.
And it came to pass when we came to the end that we opened our sacks, and behold, every man's money was in the mouth of the sack, mouth of his sack. Our money is full weight, and we have brought it again unto our hand.
Right. So now they're explaining to him. They're like, look, man, we came down the first time to buy food. All right. You know, we got the food, but the money was still in our sacks. But we had the money to buy the food.
Okay.
But, you know, now we're back again to get more food, but we brought that money and we brought more money. We doubled the money that we brought. You know, we just trying to make, you know, they pretty much trying to make a means with them, like letting them know, like, hey, whatever y'all think about us is not true, man.
God.
We ain't try to, you know, you like, think about it today with us, man. As blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you know, you feel like you in a bad situation with somebody, you're going to try to get everything situated. Like, look, man, hey, I don't know what you're thinking, but it's not that. You know what I'm saying? Look, when we came down, I came down to do this and do that, but this happened. I don't know why it happened, but listen, that ain't what we were trying to do. Because they had the so-called, you know, the second in command's house. You know, you at his door, look, they ain't even step in the door. They stopped at the door. I'm like, listen, man, this is what happened. Because they don't know if he going to kill him or not when they get inside.
That's right.
Right. And that goes to show you what type of relationship that we had with the Egyptians.
Right.
We didn't trust them. We didn't bond with them. We didn't try to
That's
be
right.
cool with them. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody like to say, you know, we all Egyptians. No. You go do some history on the Egyptians, you're going to regret ever calling yourself an Egyptian. You know what I'm saying? You're going to find out, the Egyptians, what's his name, Geb? Is his name Geb, the one that got, is it Geb, the one who got the rod pointed at his mouth, Salaki? That's your Egyptian guys right there.
Damn.
You know, what's the other one? Go ahead, Mario Dakin.
And if I could, you know what I'm saying, like the Kemet and the Egyptians, they justify that. You know what I'm saying? They justify some man. Sorry, man, we got kids in here, doing, oral to himself.
To
they
himself.
Justify that as that's the right thing to do.
So like, wasn't it a brother who he was trying to explain it to one of the brothers in Minnesota, and he was like, "Yeah, man, think about it, you can't do it," and he tried to do it. Like that was in Minnesota. And the brother was like, he was like, "Man, what are you doing? What are you doing?"
I got it's men, I believe. Well, he's an Egyptian god. He was represented as many different forms, but he was most often represented as a male in human form, shown with an erect rod, which he holds in his left hand. Salaki. That was the Egyptian men.
Wow. And it came to pass when we came to the end, that we opened our sacks, and behold, every man's money was in the mouth of the sack. Our money is full weight, and we had brought it again unto our hand. Verse 22. And other money have we brought down in our hands to buy food. But we cannot tell who put our money in our sacks. Verse 23. And he said, Peace be to you. Fear not. Your God and the God of your father have given you treasure into your sacks.
Salaki about that. What did you say again, Sharp, about that the homosexual god that some black folks like to worship?
Salaki, sir. I believe his name was Men. I'm gonna go back to it.
His name is Men?
Yes, sir. Come on, sir.
His name is Men?
M-I-N. Salaki, sir.
Not man, but men.
Multiple.
Salaki, sir. His name was Men. M-I-N. He was one of the Egyptian gods. He was represented in many different forms, but was most often represented as a male in human form, showing himself with an erect rod, and he's holding it in his left hand, and he's holding his rod.
But you know, you let the Kemet community tell you, they're going to tell you that's some type of mystic form of Scientology. You know, some type of, form you got to have to get accepted into
Power.
a brand of brotherhood and power and learning. Right. So you got to hold a erected rod in your left hand to learn this secret knowledge. Okay. All right. I mean, now you understand why a lot of those, what's his name with the ponytail, Shaka Amos? Yeah. With the bald head, with the ponytail on his head. Now you understand why brothers such as himself, do the things that they do. Or they snort cocaine, or you see a lot of them sisters, like we was at camp and that sister with the bald head who was into that type of lifestyle was out of her damn mind. This sister was a nutcase. Like, I thought she was about to get in the execution chair. She came with the full bald head. I'm just like, sis, you too wild? Come on, you got it up.
And if I could, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, if like any brothers and sisters can get on that Clubhouse, man, listen, it is some. Listen, I thought that Kemet was off the line. You know what I'm saying? But them brothers in that Clubhouse audio, like it was a brother that he said out of his own mouth that his God accepts in accepts in a man. Like the Most High, orders and accepts a man to be a homosexual. You understand? Like it is in like it was just so mind blowing for that to come out of his mouth. You know what I'm saying? Because he's supposed to be a quote unquote Christian Israelite. You understand? So he was. He literally said verbatim that that the Most High quote unquote gives a man a free will, of course. You understand? But the Most High is telling these men to go out to be homosexuals.
So they enjoy rooms that stink.
And then, like the crazy thing about it is, I had asked him, you know what I'm saying? Because I was like, man, listen, man, like the God that I, believe in, he don't accept the homosexuality. So if you believe in, a God that, that accepts homosexuality, in my mind, I would think that you're a homosexual. And I asked him, was he homosexual? What happens?
He's a homosexual.
Right.
He's a homosexual.
He didn't answer the question. I'm like, oh, yeah, brother. And everybody was like, this brother is a homosexual.
This boy is a homosexual.
Yeah.
That means he's crazy with it.
Yeah.
He probably worships men too.
Yeah. Exactly.
Good night, man. And this is why the ISUBK, we put that phrase out there, man. We are not affiliated or associated with any other Israelite group. Now, I heard this from somebody who's a part of the Purple Rainbow Gang. All right? His brother, who's supposed to be a high-ranking man inside of their organization, they said that he's had multiple occasions where he got kicked out one time because he likes to fornicate with women, right? And I was like, isn't that wrong with that, man? I was like, that's his wife. He was like, nah. He likes to pay women to fornicate with them. I said, prostitution. He was like, nah, not like that, man. It's like he's fornicating with them, but he pays them. I was like, that's prostitution. He was like, you can say, I know how you gonna try to word it, but he was like, yeah, he got kicked out again for this. I was like, so this is the second time you don't got kicked out for the same thing? He was like, yeah. I was like, brother, don't you think you might want to get out of there? I was like, they already got y'all wearing fringes on your tank tops. They really do. I'm not making this up. On they I'm like, why do you got fringes on your drawers for? Brother had friends. He's like, I'm sitting there with the kids, the kids getting their hair done, and he's like, yeah, man, I got my fringes. So I look on his pants, I don't see the fringes. He kind of lifts up his shirt and shows the tank top, and it's a border of blue with fringes on his tank top. Like, what? Like,
Wow.
What the hell, man? This is why we're not affiliated with any other Israelite group.
That's right.
And it was a brother yesterday, Shayal, you seen a brother yesterday. He was justifying us being able to smoke weed.
Right.
He justified it. He was like, and this is the worst thing about it. I was like, so you saying it's okay for our people to smoke weed? He was like, look, man, the Most High ain't got no problem with it. And every weed has favorite scripture. The Lord put every green herb here for the earth. I said, look, I said, let me ask you a question. I said, what happens when smoke goes into your lungs?
Oh.
I said, what does it mean when smoke goes into your lungs? What does your body naturally do? You got him up?
Shalak it. I just, and that just pinpoint to how that clubhouse, once again, it was other brothers on there justifying that it's okay to be a crackhead. And the Most High is totally fine with, people smoking heroin, crack, weed, whatever the case may be. And, brothers in the school, Captain Cesario, Captain Kamzat, other officers was like, damn, what is this world coming to?
Right.
Where, the Most High accepts in that, there's no law, quote unquote, on getting high, on any type of drug. It's crazy.
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
He said, show me the law that's against smoking. I said, so the Most High wants us to be high?
Right.
And he tried to justify it. I'm like, I said, okay. I said, now, let's say you inside of a burning building and it's smoke inside of the building. I said, what happens when your body, your lungs start to inhale the smoke? He said, you start to cough. I said, do you know why you're coughing? He was like, why? I was like, that's your body rejecting the smoke that's coming into your lungs. I said, why do you think when you smoke weed and cigarette, you start to cough? It doesn't mean because your high is boosted up. And of course, any drug addict would say that. It's no, these are your lungs rejecting the smoke because smoke is not supposed to be in your lungs. And that's for everybody that likes to get high. Listen, I was in the world at one point in time too. I thought the same thing when you start coughing. Oh, I'm more high. No, nigga, you are dying. You are dying. That's what's happening. Why you think when you get done, your head about to explode, your eyes bloodshot? That's that gas. Like no, get a casket. He's about to die. That's what his problem is. But that's how we don't got so destroyed in America.
Wow.
And like Mara Daggy said, now they telling people you can get high. Haven't we seen the results of our people being on crack? You got it, Sean.
So like, sir, if I could just piggyback on what Officer Mardaki was saying, like, I know this guy from the block now. He believes in God, so he knows God, but he's a Muslim, and he also believes in having sex with transgenders.
What the hell? Damn, Salagi. What?
Salagi, sir, it's a whole bunch of confusion there.
He's a Muslim?
He's a Muslim.
So he must be gay.
But he's black.
I guess kissing that stone over in Mecca has turned brothers out. Brothers have been kissing too many hard things in their life. Pause. But what's that? It was a picture they had of it was two Muslims, but they were gay. They were gay Muslims. They would say, what did they say? I forgot what the phrase was. They said, Mecca or something now. It was something. I was like, these niggas is out of control, man. Listen, you cannot be a homosexual here. That's all we need to know.
Right.
Ain't no. Listen. You go
Wait,
ahead.
if I can read this little precept on
Go ahead, go ahead,
this,
you got
Isaiah
it.
5:20 says, "Woe to them that call evil good."
Right, and that's and what does woe mean? Destruction to those who call evil good, man.
God, son.
Because it is evil for you to tell black people they can smoke crack and heroin.
God,
Man, hasn't anybody seen what the crack did to us in the 80s?
damn.
Like crack, listen, man, I know brothers that were crack babies, man. I'm pretty sure we all do. I know a brother, man. I ain't gonna say his, but he was a crack baby. And for years, man, for years, like they had to give him crack when he was a little baby just so he could survive, man. Like they had to give a baby crack? And you mean to tell me, oh, it's okay to smoke crack?
Wow.
It's okay to do heroin? Did anybody see what heroin did to us in the 60s and the 70s?
Right.
Like, heroin, and it destroyed us, man. Go ahead.
It's like I said, it messed Harlem completely. Harlem was a normal place for black
multi-million-dollar
people.
black environment.
And they threw drugs in that community and messed it up, period.
And it's a show that Forrest Whitaker played in, the brother with the lazy eye.
Yeah, what's that show?
But he's reenacting Bumpy Johnson.
Bumpy Johnson, right, Con.
And Bumpy Johnson from Charleston, South Carolina, right? From South Carolina.
Oh, okay, I know that.
Bumpy Johnson went to Harlem, and he started dealing with the Italians. Do you know what the Italian told Bumpy Johnson? He said, "Bumpy, do you know why I sell heroin in the black community?" He said, "I don't sell it to get rich." He said, "I sell it because whenever I see some skinny nigga," he said, "skinny nigga walking through here starving because their mama don't took the money and bought heroin with it."
Wow.
He said, "It makes my heart. It makes me happy. It makes me proud." You know what I'm saying? Because they love to see us destroyed. That was the whole purpose of the heroin. Man.
Concept.
Like sir, I seen that the other day. It's called The Godfather of Heart.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's Sister Hand.
Yeah,
man.
that's right.
That is a good movie to watch. That is a good TV show to watch.
Yeah.
You also get to see the situation with the Muslims in there and how they were. And it's a bunch of crap, but you also get to see how that heroin truly destroyed us, man.
Right.
It destroyed us. That filthy Italian said, "It makes me happy to see black people in this type of condition." That's why we don't need to be on drugs. That's why we need to stay away from these things, man.
Yeah. It says, "Woe to them that call evil good and good evil, and put darkness." Go
ahead.
And put darkness for light and light for darkness.
Right. They just switched everything around, man. Now the darkness is like, this is just like no different than these so-called chemic worshippers. They tell black people all the time, like, didn't one of them say that? You know, you can snort cocaine as long as you work out. What? You can snort coke as long as you work out. Okay. And drink enough water, man. You need your electrolytes. It helps fuse with the cocaine, it boosts your muscle and metabolism back up. No, you put too much water in with that cocaine, you're gonna have a crack rock turn inside you. That's what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But that's the result, man, of these people now trying to take darkness and turn it into light.
That's
man.
right, sir.
Justifying smoking weed, smoking crack, popping Molly. Oh, we did it back in Kemet. Okay, and you have a guy who likes to hold his erect rod in his hand too. Yeah. Okay, you go ahead.
Read the. Go back to the Bible.
Yeah, we'll go back to the Bible and finish up.
Sir. Well, and verse 22. "And other money had we brought down in our hands to buy food. We cannot tell who put our money in our sacks."
Right, they can't tell who put the money in their sack. Go ahead.
Verse 23, "And he said, Peace be to you, fear not, for your God and the God of your father have given you treasure in your sacks."
You know what I'm saying? And this is the guy who was with them. He said, man, peace be to you, man. He said, fear not, don't be afraid, because they were afraid. And he told them, don't be afraid, man. He said, the God of your fathers had given you treasure in your sacks. So everything that you had in your sacks, the food, the money, that's yours. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
"I had your money," and he brought Simeon out unto him.
And keep going. "
And the man, and the man brought the the men in Joseph's house and gave them water, and they washed their feet, and he gave their asses provender.
Man, think about how they felt after that. All of that fear that they had just got thrown away, man. They brought Simeon back out. They brought him in the house, washed their feet. You know, they started getting treated like royalty, man. Go ahead.
And they made ready for the presence against Joseph, came at noon, for they heard that they should eat bread there. And when Joseph came home, they brought him the presents, which was in their hand, into the house, and bowed themselves to him to the earth.
Now they're giving Joseph all the gifts that they had. Go ahead.
And he asked them of their welfare and said, Is your father well, the old man of whom ye spake? Is he yet alive?
Now they still don't know that this is their brother. So, you know, he asked them how were they doing. He asked them of their welfare. You know what I'm saying? Like a welfare is trying to check and see, you know, if you're okay. Like no different than the day when somebody says the police to your house, go do a welfare check on my, you know, relative.
That's right.
And he's asking them, are they okay? And he's also asking them about their father. Go ahead.
And they answered, Thy servant our father is in good health. He is yet alive. And they bowed down their heads and made obeisance. They was obedient to him.
Kind. They were obedient to their brother. Go ahead.
And he lifted up his eyes and saw his brother Benjamin, his mother's son, and said, Is this your younger brother, of whom ye spake unto me? And he said, The Most High be gracious unto thee, my son.
Go ahead.
And Joseph made haste, for his bowels did yearn upon his brother, and he sought where to weep.
Right. He was crying, man. Go ahead.
And he entered into the chamber and wept there.
Yeah, he left in front of his brothers, man, and he cried alone, man. You know, it's been almost, 15, 20 years since he's seen his brothers. Now he's seeing his brother, and now he gets to see Benjamin, the brother that came from his mother. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And he washed his face and went out and refrained himself and said, Set on bread. And they set on for him by himself, and for them by themselves, and for the Egyptians.
Go ahead. And now this verse right here is very important also, man. You know, this is a good precept to show you something, man. The book of Genesis chapter 43, verse 32. Go ahead.
And they set on for him by himself, and for themselves by themselves, and for the Egyptians, which did eat with him by themselves, because the Egyptians might not eat bread with the Hebrews.
The what?
The Egyptians might not eat bread with the Hebrews.
Go ahead.
For that is an abomination unto the Egyptians.
That was segregation back then. You know, we didn't sit together with each other. We didn't break bread with each other. It's no different than now. Why do you think these filthy Africans always be like, you know, we not the same people? You go ahead, Marduk.
Kanye, and I was gonna say, you know, like we love, as far as Black Spanking Native Indians, we love these other nations, and especially Jews. We love Africans so much.
Sheesh.
You understand? But we always oppose this question. Do you see? And of course, we not with marching, but do you ever see Africans with Black Lives Matter marching? You understand? Do you ever see the East Indians with Black Lives Matter marching? You understand? So they understand that we are supposed to be separate, and they are, by themselves. But as far as us, we just love it, and we just, I mean, man, it's just so disgusting every time I see, some type of marching going on, and of course, like I said, we don't agree with it, but it's like, man, like, and then we turn around and say, oh, Juneteenth and all this, that's, and like we've been saying, like that's gonna turn around and be some type of Africanism, day. You understand? And they gonna try to, wiggle their way in.
Right.
And of course, they already got our oppressor with them. You understand? Like on Juneteenth Day, they done made it a federal holiday. And so like now, it's like, man, like, we already got quote unquote 1 month, and now, like they giving us a quote unquote federal holiday that they giving us.
Good
you
night.
Understand? It's not like, like we know our own history. It's like they giving us our history. So like,
You better be ready for raisins in your potato salad on Juneteenth. That's what's next. You're going to be at Juneteenth and Becky gonna come with that big bowl of potato salad with carrots and raisins in it. And happy Juneteenth, everybody. Yep, that's what you get. That's what you're gonna get.
Wow.
White people are gonna be celebrating Juneteenth with you.
Sir.
Go ahead,
Verse 33, and they sat before him the firstborn according to the birthright, and the youngest according to his youth. And the men marveled one at another. And he took and sent messages unto them from And he took and sent messages unto them from before him, but Benjamin's mess was 5 times so much as any of theirs. And they drank and were merry with him.
Right. So now, they sit down, they chilling, they drinking, and they just having a good time. But they still don't know that this is their brother, man. They still don't know. All right. It's 11:57. We're gonna go ahead and get ready to close out. Look it up. Yashala. Alright, men of Israel, we're going to cover the scrolls. We're going to salute the Torah, salute the scrolls. Alright. Yahweh Shem Shabrak Yah.
Yahweh Shem Yahushai Brak 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 Yah.
All right, everybody, we're going to raise. We're going to turn to face the east. All right. We're going to begin with the Lord's Prayer.
The Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemaya, Dash, Ayah, Shabka, Yahweh, Lapathka, Baba'ah, Ataziah, Hayah, Shah, Rataza, Wa, Ayah, Bashamayam, Latan, Lanawa, Lakam, Kol, Yawam, Wasalak Nawa, Kabawak Nawa, Wasalak Nawa, Kabawak Yanawa, Wala'ah, Kaba'aya Nawa, Wanasayawan, Ball. I was shy now. Ayan, Rai, Ayah, Laka, Amalakwaf, Wahala, Wahataparaf, Alonyam, Aman.
What we just said in the English was, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. Forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. From thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen.
What? I cock the power. Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Baba Pusha, Dalanawa, Akak, Larapa'ah, Malaka, Kol, Marawab, Akak, Lataha, Amatazaria, Akak, Ahakwiam, Amatiam, Akak, Arawakya, Slakia, Arakawaf, Amatala, Lagarshim, Bashem Yahushai, Wada,
What we just said in the English was,
Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
Bless Israel, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bashem Yahushua.
Bashem Yahushua.
Barak Lanawa.
Barak Lanawa.
Basharala.
Basharala.
Wayabayaf.
Wayabayaf.
Saparium.
Saparium.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapa'ah. Magan.
Magan.
Magan. Bashem Yahushua.
Bashem Yahushua.
The water.
The water.
Aman.
Amen. What we just said in the English was, Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Bless us in Israel.
Bless
us in Israel.
In the school.
And the school.
Bless He'll shield protect.
Bless He'll shield and protect
our loved ones.
Our loved ones.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
it.
Psalms 121. Asha'ah,
Asha'ah,
Ayanya,
Ayanya,
Ahariam,
Ahariam,
Ayan,
Ayan,
Yaba'ah,
Yaba'ah,
Azaria,
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 Ma'aim,
Ma'aim,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Asha,
Asha,
Shemayim,
Shemayim,
Waratazah,
Waratazah,
Ayatan,
Ayatan,
Lamawat,
Lamawat,
Wagalyaka,
Wagalyaka,
Ayanawam,
Ayanawam,
Lamarka,
Lamarka,
Hanala'ah,
Hanala'ah,
Yanawam,
Yanawam,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Ayashan,
Ayashan,
Shamar,
Shamar,
Yasharallah,
Yasharallah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazolka,
Tazolka,
Al-Yaid,
Al-Yaid,
Yamyanka,
Yamyanka,
Yahamam,
Hamam,
Hashamash,
Hashamash,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Yakaka,
Yakaka,
Wayarak,
Wayarak,
Walayala,
Walayala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamarka,
Yashamarka,
Makal Rai,
Makal Rai,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Afna Pashka,
Afna Pashka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Taza'atka,
Taza'atka,
Wabawatka,
Wabawatka,
Ma'atha,
Alata,
Wa'aid,
Wa'aid,
Awalam.
Awalam. What we just said in the English was, I will lift up my eyes.
I will lift up my eyes
unto the hills.
unto the hills.
From whence come my help?
From whence come my help?
My help come from Yahweh.
My help come from Yahweh.
Which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee shall not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel.
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
Nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee.
Yahweh shall preserve thee
From all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
And thy coming in.
and thy coming in.
From this time forth.
From this time forth.
And even forevermore.
And even forevermore.
Oh, the water.
Yeah.
Psalms 83. Alahayam,
Alahayam,
Al-Damayah,
Al-Damayah,
Agah,
Agah,
Al-Thakarash,
Al-Thakarash,
all,
all,
Ashakwat,
Tashakwat,
all,
all,
Kayahana,
Kayahana,
Awabadyaka,
Awabadyaka,
Yahama,
Yahama,
Yawan,
Yawan,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al-Makah,
Al-Makah,
Yamiwah,
Yamiwah,
Sawada,
Sawada,
Wayatha,
Wayatha,
Yatazawa,
Yatazawa,
Al-Tazawayanka,
Al-Tazawayanka,
Amawa,
Amawa,
Lakawa,
Lakawa,
Wanakakadam,
Wanakakadam,
Magawa,
Nagawa,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Yazakar,
Yazakar,
Sham,
Sham,
Yasharala,
Yasharala,
Ewada,
Ewada,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Nawatazawa,
Nagawa,
Ba,
Gawa,
Yakadwa,
Yakadwa,
Al-Yalka,
Al-Yalka,
Barayaf,
Barayaf,
Yakarawaf,
Yakariyah,
Salakia, Yakarawa,
Yakawawa,
Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Arawam,
Arawam,
Wa,
Wa,
Shamai,
Shema,
Salakia, Washamai,
Washema,
Alahayam,
Alahayam,
Mawaba,
Mawaba,
Wagariam,
Wagariam,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Wamawan,
Wamawan,
Wamalak,
Wamalak,
Palashat,
Palashat,
I'm
I'm
Yashabyaka,
Yashabyaka,
Tazawa,
Tazawa,
Gum,
Gum,
Ashawa,
Ashawa,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Imam,
Imam,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Zarawai,
Sarawah,
Labanya,
Labanya,
Lawat,
Lawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Asha,
Asha,
Laham,
Laham,
Kamarian,
Kamarian,
Kasa,
Kasa,
Kasaya,
Kasaya,
Sara'ah. Hayabyan, Banakol, Nakwashwan, Nashamadwa, Bayan, Dara, Hayawa, Daman, Ladama, Shayathamwa, Nada, Yamawa, Ka'arab, Wakazabak, Wakadazal, Mana'ai, Call, Nasa Yakamwa, Ashar, Amawa, Lashara, Lanawa, Af, Naawaf, Alahaya, Alahaya, Shayathamwa, Gagaya, Gaya, Kakwash, Lapanya, Raka'ah, Ka'ash, Gaba'ar, Ya'ara, Wakalaba, Dalahat, Hawarium, Khan, Daradakma, Basa'areka, Wabasa, Wapatka, Dabahalama, Ala'ah, Panahaya, Panyaham, Palawan, Wayabashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayah, Bahalwa, Ayah, Aid, Wayah, Kaparwa, Wayah, Abadwa, Wayah, Da'awa, Kayah, Atha, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabatka, Ayawan, Akol, Arataza.
What we just said in the English was. What we just said in the English was. Keep not thy silence.
Keep not thy silence.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
Be not still, O Yahweh.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
For lo thy enemies.
For lo thy enemies.
Make a tumult.
Make a tumult.
And they that hate thee.
And they that hate thee.
Have lifted up the head.
Have lifted up their heads.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel.
Against thy people.
Against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden
They have consulted against thy hidden
They have said.
They have said.
Come. Let us cut them off.
Let us cut them off.
From being a nation.
From being a nation.
That the name of Israel.
The name of Israel.
May be no more remembered.
May be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together.
They have consulted together.
With one consent.
With one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites.
Of Moab.
Of Moab.
And the Hagarenes.
And the Hagarenes.
Gebal. And Ammon.
And Ammon.
And Amalek.
And Amalek.
The Philistines.
The Philistines.
The inhabitants of Tyre.
The inhabitants of Tyre.
Assures also joined with them.
Assures also joined with them.
They are hoping the children of Lot.
They are hoping the children of Lot.
Salah. Do unto them.
Do unto them.
As unto the Midianites.
As unto the Midianites.
As to Sisera.
As to Sisera.
As to Jabin.
As to Jabin.
At the brook of Kasan.
At the brook of Kasan.
Which perished at Endor.
Which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung of the earth.
Make their nobles like a red.
Make their nobles like a red.
And like Zed.
And like Zed.
Yea.
Yea.
All the princes as Zabah.
All the princes as Zabah.
And as Zamunah.
And as Zamunah.
Who said.
Who said.
Let us take to ourselves.
Let us take to ourselves.
The houses of Yahweh.
The houses of Yahweh in possession.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a
As
wheel.
the stumble before the wind.
As the stumble before the wind.
As the fire burneth the wood.
As the fire that burneth the wood.
As the flame set the mountains on fire.
As the flame set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them.
So persecute them.
With thy tempest.
With thy tempest.
And make them afraid.
And make them afraid.
With thy storm.
With thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
That they may seek thy name.
They may seek thy name.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Let them be confounded.
Let them be confounded.
In trouble.
In trouble.
Forever.
Forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let them be put to shame.
Let them be put to shame.
And perish.
And perish.
That men may know.
That men may know.
That thou.
Thou.
Whose name alone.
Whose name alone.
Is Yahweh.
Is Yahweh.
Are the most high.
Are the most high.
Over all the earth.
Over all the earth.
All right, sorry.
Put the scrolls down. All right, does anybody want to be anointed before we close out? Okay. Slack.
Before we end the Sabbath service, we want to basically give two sisters and a brother their name officially in the school. Of course, these are sisters, you understand, who have worked and shown their love and their loyalty to this truth. So Oh yeah, Con, if y'all could switch the water. That's showing their love and their loyalty to this school. And so we're going to honor them by giving them their names. And also we're going to the new young man that was brought to the school. We're going to also give him his name today as well. Before I give the name to each one of these sisters, first off, I'm going to call them up, and then I'm going to have their husbands to give, everybody an understanding of why they feel that they should have their name, and also good, the characteristics of them, and whatever good thing you want to say about your wives. These are sisters who husbands are here to represent them today. So the first sister I want to bring up is April. All right. And then of course, Officer Bond, this is his rib. He's gonna do that.
Con, yeah, this is this is my rib. We've been together for 10 years right now. She's been with me through me being in the world, and she's also been with me transitioning myself into coming into the truth. And rather than leave my side, she stuck with me. And she took on the whole sisterhood of being a UPK sister, man. Everything that she seen other sisters doing, she took it upon herself, man. Was doing as much as she can, helping with the children, becoming a sister and like a mother figure for a lot of the sisters and children in the school, man. And, and it's a great honor to see her come this far into the school and now to be able to receive a Hebrew name. And I just want to say I'm proud of you, and I thank you, and I love you.
Most High Christ. We had a hand. Most High Christ. If you could adjust that camera just so we can get her in the camera. Sis, if you could just step up right here as well. And if you could go ahead and anoint her head. Sorry, Christ. All right, sister, daughter of the ISUBK under Commander General Yana, your name will no longer be April Allen anymore. Your new name will be Thar Yapa, which means beautiful appearance. All right? Yo, brothers, ready? Yabaraki Yahweh,
Yabaraki Yahweh,
Wayashamarka,
Wayashamarka,
Ar Yahweh,
Ar Yahweh,
Panyawa,
Panyawa,
Al Yaka,
Al Yaka,
Wayakanka,
Wayakanka,
Yasha'ah,
Yasha'ah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Panyawa,
Panyawa,
Al Yaka,
Al Yaka,
Wayashamlaka,
Wayashamlaka,
Shalom,
Shalom,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushua,
Yahushua,
Barak,
Barak,
Rapah,
Rapah,
Magan,
Magan,
Hagun,
Hagun,
Thorapah.
Thorapah, Thorapah.
All right, by Hashem Yahushua,
the
water,
Aman.
Aman. Sorry, Christ. This is what we said in the English. Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh in the name of Yahushua, bless, heal, shield, and protect. All right, give the sister a hand. Well deserved. Well deserved. Thar Yapa is her name. It means beautiful appearance. All right, the next sister I want to bring up, Ayana, another sister that has shown her dedication to the school and well deserved. And her husband is going to come up and is going to talk about his rib.
So this is my rib, Ayana. Like, I can say a whole lot about this sister, but to keep it short and brief, this sister is loving. This sister is powerful in this truth. She came a long way in this truth, and she realized this is the home of the truth, the ISUPK here. And with knowing that she did a complete turnaround on her life, and she also motivates me in ways that she don't even know. She motivates me in ways of starting up my own businesses, of seeing how hardworking she is. I remember telling the sister one time, she never drove a U-Haul truck before, but she was so much of a go-getter. She got that big old truck, what she needed to get, and got everything on. And I was right there with her, right there. She was right there with me and all that. And that was something that she took on for the first time and she bodied it. She did her thing with it. Just like she's doing with this truth here. I just want to say I'm proud of her being in this truth, coming with me a long way. You know what I'm saying? We get our counsels with as much as we can, but it's all worth it. This sister right here is powerful, and I love her to death. And I look forward to her staying in this truth, staying with me right by my side, building me up, and I'm helping do the same with her. And she's just a loving and caring sister. And that's all I want to say, sister.
Give that, man. Most High Christ. That was a mouthful. That's how you know you love this woman, man. Most High Christ, because we love our wives in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. And we go and get counsel so that we can keep our relationship strong, unlike the Christian church who allows marriages to fail.
Right.
You understand? Daughter Ayana, you understand? In the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, your new name will be Parabath, which means fruitful daughter. You're expected to be fruitful in the school and honor your husband and also be fruitful in your marriage. You understand? So with that being said, your new name is now Parabath. And this is, and so we're going to go ahead and do the prayer. Hold on, we get, of course, anointing to lock it. You got it. All right, just the priest right here behind the table. Yabaraka Yahweh.
Yabaraka Yahweh.
Wayashamarka.
Wayashamarka.
Ya'ar Yahweh.
Ya'ar Yahweh.
Hanyawah.
Hanyawah.
Al-Yakah.
Wayakanka.
Yasha'ah.
Yasha'ah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hanyawah.
Hanyawah.
Al-Yakah.
Al-Yakah.
Wayashamlaka.
Wayashamlaka.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Rapah.
Magun.
Magun.
Hagun.
Hagun.
Parabath.
Parabath. Parabath.
Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Ba'ashem Yahushai.
The water.
The water.
Aman.
Aman.
All right, this is what we said. Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, bless, heal, shield, and protect. All right? Messiah Christ. Parabath is her name. And I also have y'all names submitted to y'all in the Hebrew so you'll know what it looks like in the Hebrew. I'll probably have Officer Kazak Shapar, who is the man over the Hebrew department here. He'll be able to show you how to spell your name in the Hebrew. All right? The next person I want to bring up is our new young man that was brought to us by the Most High to raise inside of this school. So if we could have him to come up. The baby. No sweat.
Baby of 1,000.
Right. You understand? And I'm gonna let, of course, Abun, say some words, or whoever, if you say some words about the baby, and then of course we're gonna anoint the baby and give the baby his official name.
Sir. This child right here, man, he's very precious to us, man. The Most High allowed this child to come into our life with a situation with my brother and his rib. DSS wanted to take custody over the baby and put the baby in foster care under, who knows who. Right. But they called us and, they told us, will we be able to take the baby? So far, we have the child with us, and we see that he's going to be with us for a long time. And, the Most High gave this child to us, and so we're going to raise him in the UPK, man. With the help of Commanding General Yohana, man, we're going to raise this baby up correctly. And, it's a great honor, man, to see this, man.
Most High Christ, man. This child is definitely a gift, you know what I'm saying, to the school, to the ISUPK, to us brothers, to our brotherhood, to our army. You understand? Like the brother said, we're going to raise him up very well. And that's why his name, you understand, will no longer be Zalmain. It will be Mathan, which means gift in the Hebrew. You understand? So you could anoint him. His new name is Mathan, which means gift. Because he was definitely a gift from the Most High. And also, he was given a chance, man, to be brought up the right way in this truth, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have to suffer them goddamn evil abortions and and whatever wickedness he would have had to deal with growing up in that household. So it's a beautiful thing to see this newborn child be here in the place he's supposed to be at. Damn. You understand? So We're going to go ahead just to priest back here. Yabaraka Yahweh.
Yabaraki Yahweh.
Wayashamarka.
Wayashamarka.
Ya'ar Yahweh.
Ya'ar Yahweh.
Hanyawa.
Hanyawa.
Al-Yakah.
Al-Yakah.
Wayakanka.
Wayakanka.
Yasha'ah.
Yasha'ah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hanyawa.
Hanyawa.
Al-Yakah.
Al-Yakah.
Wayashamlaka.
Wayashamlaka.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Rapah.
Magun.
Magun.
Hagun.
Hagun.
You'll just say his name for him. Mathan. It's Mathan.
Mathan. Mathan. Mathan.
Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Ba'ashem Yahushai.
The water.
The water.
Aman.
Aman.
All right, give it up for well, Salaki. Let me read what we just said up.
Salaki.
Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, bless, heal, shield, and protect. All right. That's to our new baby boy in the school. His name is Mathan, which means give. All right. With that being said, one courtesy salute to the sisters. I'm Salaki, to the men of Israel. Amadium Shabbat. Amadium Barak.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah.
Sar towards the sisters. All right. Amadium Shabbat. Amadium Barak.
Yahweh Shamar Latam Hashem Yahushua.
All right. Yad Matah dismissed.